Hey guys, back with another video, and it's something a little different. I want to do a tier list. Just kind of put everything out there on the channel, just anything that of note that I can actually talk about. So I did a tier list of, as you can see, the Kanto Pokemon. Now I'm gonna say this from the beginning. Mew is supposed to be next to Mewtwo, but somehow it got mixed up. But yeah, Mew supposed to be S plus, but you know, that's exactly what it needs to be. Um, so I'm gonna start from indifferent and then work my way up. And if there's no F's here, because I'm gonna be real, I'm not just trying to be, oh well, I'm not gonna sit here and say I like every single Pokemon, but it's not to a point to where I get like a very visceral response to where I get like very angry seeing them. Like I know it's some annoying ones when you're like in a cave or you're surfing, but especially these days where some of these Pokemon are removed from like the newer games, it did give me a more of appreciation for them because like instead of having like Zubat get you in every game in caves and stuff like that, now you don't see Zubat as much. Um, you know, not in every game. So let's get into it. So indifferent is pretty much like here nor there. Like I don't have like a really great positive response, so I don't have a negative response. So indifference is pretty much neutral. Like I'm not don't have any strong feelings. And another thing, another caveat to this is I don't have any too many stories and attachments to them. So you'll see why you probably look at it's like whereas Eradicate and C and I indifferent. I got like a little story with it. So if I don't have any connection to them like that, or they evolve quickly, or any stories with them I don't have, they're indifferent. I only see them for a brief moment of time and evolve them and be done with it. Some of them went up that should be indifferent, but the reason it went up is because like I've been shiny hunting for the past year and a half, and like the shiny is kind of elevated like a good base, and I got attachment to that. So let's get into it. Metapod, very standard, but ashes on that when it gets the other Metapod and he just used heart, and that was funny. Wheel recently caught within the past few months, caught my first shiny wheel. Is shiny Beedrill. You can tell the difference between like Wheel and Kakuna to Beedrill in my ranking. So Kakuna standard, Pidgey standard, Rattata standard, Ekans standard. Just I don't have any strong, like really strong feelings towards them. Um, as we just talked about, Zubat and Golbat, like they're really annoying going through the caves, but I miss them a little bit, but I can still catch them in Legends Arceus and see them there. But you're just standard Pokemon you would see in the region. You would see your regional bug, your regional bird, your regional rodent, and you have like your cave dwellers. Ice same way. Diglett same way. Oh man, Diglett cave man run to them things every 5 seconds. Gloom. I just caught actually just caught the rest of the line of Osh, Gloom, and Vileplume. I haven't uploaded yet. I should. As a short, I still have them. I call them in the Blueberry Academy. Really nice shinies actually. But I'll get to Vileplume when I get there. Duck Trio, same thing with Diglett, Mankey, very iconic, but it has better evolutions. Um, Bellsprout and Weeping Bell is like not thinking about it. I have like a little story with Weeping Bell. It's funny because before all this I kind of didn't. Bellsprout. I'm kind of looking for those. One thing I need is two more Bellsprout to finish off the shiny Victory Bell line, and shiny Victory Bell is amazing. But I don't have any really strong feelings for Bellsprout. But recently, I think was back in June, um, Shiny Catherine had like a birthday scream, and like they were giving her shinies, and I think it was like a Vivian thing. They were trying to give her, and whoever didn't get matched up with her, we try to have like a rule that we wouldn't like cancel on each other because it wasn't her. But somebody sent me that day a shiny Weeping Bell, and I'm like, you know what? I needed that, so it was just just a little special story with Weeping Bell and how I got it because it was tied to like a event of some sort, Um, Geodude, Graveler, no, real, feelings towards them or their designs. Let's see. Farfetch'd. I like Galarian Farfetch'd way more. So, that's the thing. Doduo and Dodrio, they should be next to each other, but how it got set up, they're not next to each other. Um, Especially in Scarlet and Violet, and I have those shiny, kind of annoying to catch. Only the main thing I think I can remember from Dodrio, I think it was like a racing episode in the anime. I think like Ash was on like a Rapidash or something like that. And I'm trying to remember. I think somebody was on like a Dodrio, and that's my extent to remember like anything other than like the games is that Dodrio in the anime like racing. Grimer and Muck. Like Ash's Muck was cool. It had like a really funny gag with Professor Oak, but I personally don't have any attachment to this particular Muck and Grimer. Shelter is cool, but like I said, no really attachments. Drowsy and Hypno is funny. It's actually really funny that Drowsy and Hypno are on here for a simple fact that I actually on my Let's Go Eevee, I actually close the door. I actually used them on my Let's Go Eevee just to because usually with my second because my main version is Let's Go Pikachu. The secondary versions I use, those are like test Pokemon, like testing out Pokemon I've never used before, put them in a team to see how cohesive they are. Um and it's the first time I used Hypno was last year, and um like I'm not saying I didn't have any big attachment to it, but it was like how I section them off. It's like, hey, this character has this type of Pokemon, that character have that type of Pokemon. Like pretty much, I create my own stories within the games and make it more fun for me. But this was my rivals like Kanto team. So essentially, the Pokemon I didn't use, and there was like a counter because as you can see from the top, just to kind of well, it's not spoiled, it's already on the screen. Alakazam is at S plus, so Alakazam will be a foil to my rival's Hypno, essentially. And it's not there because of the rival. It's there because I had a good time with it. But it's still not really strong enough for me to put like any higher than the ranking it is. Voltorb and Electro, you can kind of say what kind of annoying how you say explode and how you still do that, but it has like a most of these on here. If they're indifferent and I don't have any strong feelings towards them, it's probably because like I kind of like the variants a little bit more. Same thing with Execute, like really just like didn't use them much. Um, it's just the standard Pokemon. Look at some. I got like a little story with it. Recently, I got I'm a 10-star rank member. Um, on Legends Arceus, I recently did that. I recently completed the decks and got the shiny charm and everything. And the first Pokemon I found with the shiny charm was that golden Lickitung. So I do have a story with it. I just haven't used it enough to be attached to it. Coughing and Wheezing were really good in the anime as James Pokemon, but once again, no attachment. Rhyhorn and Rhydon the same way. Chansey. I've been catching a lot of I think I have like 4 or maybe 5 shiny Chansey HP training in Scarlet and Violet. Um, Shiny is really good, but I don't have any attachment other than pretty much destroying their population for HP training, EV training, and like Scarlet Violet, or really any game. If I need to level up really quickly and get that HP stat up and max it out the best I can, I just go hit a normal sandwich on Scarlet and Violet. And if you want to know a recipe of that, it is 6 rice and 2 salt, and that's it. Yeah, so it's a pretty much just a HP punching bag, really. Tangela, like I don't see it that often. It's not like it's like, oh, it's the rarest thing in the world, but it's like I don't see it often, and I can't remember the time I seen the anime. If it had like a recent anime episode, I have no clue. But I haven't. It's not in the spotlight. Even Tangrowth too. It's like you don't really, those Pokemon not really highlighted in any capacity. Um, Same with Kangaskhan. I know we got the Mega Kangaskhan, but like I said, it's like I didn't have it wasn't on any of my teams. That's not a Pokemon that I just go to. Sea King is here because it actually, it's not because like I'm super like indifferent to it. It's because like it is Sea King. It could have been better. As you can see, Goldeen is higher because I like the. It could be a better progression. If you look at Goldeen to Sea King, it's like it lost every brain cell it had. The horn is cool. I think the problem is not the colors or the shape. It's the face. It's the face. It's like the lips and like mainly the eyes just look so vacant. And when you look at Goldeen, you see more like a, guess kind of like a feminine regal type of like look. But with Sea King, it's like it's nothing going on, just like a regular like type of koi fish, which is crazy because like those fish like are really beautiful and I really like them. But it's like Sea King could have been like an actual regal um Pokemon, or it could even have split evolution. Could have had Sea King, and just like Neo King and Neo Queen could have had Sea King and Sea Queen. I think that would have been really cool. And Sea King could have been like this really tough regal Pokemon, offensively, and we could have Sea Queen to be like a very defensive type of Pokemon. I don't know if any Fakemon artists out there. I would love to see like a Fakemon, a new Sea King and like a Sea Queen. I think that would be really good. But I think that's pretty much the one of the few ones on here that literally is like it could. I got like actually a little bit of harsh critiques on them. Mr. Mime is not here for what you think it is. It's not here because, oh, it's a creepy clown. I'm not really, you know, I'm trying to think. I don't think I got any like really like common phobia, if any, that I could think of. So, um, clowns is, I'm not, never been afraid of them at all. The It movie, like not, not afraid of anything like that. It's just that it's indifferent because I haven't used one. I haven't used one, and I haven't used a Galarian one either. Jinx is like the same thing. It's like I didn't get any attachments to it. Just Pokemon I caught for a deck. Same thing with Smooch. I'm pretty much like, um, I would love for it to get a Mega. Like some of these on here, like I can see, um, like getting something, a little bit more. But I think Jinx can use a Mega to revitalize the design. It's like we all know a story with the design, and it's just like it's not a Pokemon that I ever see as like somebody's absolute favorite. I think it's about time that could be have like a type of like a ice queen, like really really lean in to like a ice queen or some type of really powerful ice yokai, something similar. Like have it be like a competitor to Frostlass. I can deal with like a ice ghost like Jinx evolution. Praise the Lord Helix. Still no attachment to Omastar. Don't hate it, but don't love it. Um, I end up getting as you can see, Kabuto and Kabutops. I think they look cool. Even though the memes are really good with Amina and Omastar, um, it just I didn't have any personal attachments to it and or used it. So let's go up to C tier. So Radicate, what I brought up earlier. Radicate is special because it's not that special as in C tier. But C tier is pretty much like I got some type of like small connection to them. Um and it's like some small story that is greater than the other ones. I should put Weeping Bell up because that was kind of special getting a shiny one from that shiny Catherine screen. But I haven't used it. It's going to Pokemon home for my shiny decks. So with Radicate, the species itself, I'm not too keen on. The lowland forms to me, it does boost it up, but as a regular Radicate, I don't have, it's not the best. But funny enough, back in the day, I played Pokemon Silver. I had one, and I don't, kid me is way different from adult me. In some aspects, of course. Um, I had one named Gohan from Dragon Ball. At the time, like Dragon Ball blowing up early 2000s, and then we had Pokemania going on at the same time. So I'm like, 6 to maybe what 8 or 9, around that time period, playing, replaying Red and Silver and Crystal over and over. But I was playing Silver in this particular instance, and I had this Radicate named Gohan. I think I caught him. I forget the route number right after New Barktown. So I caught it, and named him Gohan. He was on the team, if I recall correctly. He was on the team until Ekritik, and then I dished him at Ekritik. I think I had like Super Fang because I think I was using Super Fang to like pretty much just not knock out like a bunch of stuff. It was like over leveled. Um, whatever. Do that again these days? No, you're not gonna see me use a Eradicate, but back then I did. So shout out to Gohan the Eradicate. Um, may you rest in peace because I restart the game so many times, but that particular playthrough I remember, so it's definitely gone. It's gone. Spearow, I wish the reason it's C tier because I want the potential of it. Like we need, I think, I don't know, to compete with like a Mega Pidgeot or something like that. And it was in a Lola 2 attacking Cosmo in the beginning. And I'm thinking like, man, it gotta be some type of hidden evolution. I was thinking of that back in Gen 7, and it wasn't. And I was like, how cool would it be if Spearow got a dark flying type? I think make it, be somewhat, of a boost to at least try to compete with the Pidgey line. But yeah, that's what it is. That's just me hoping. Plus it was in the anime. It was like a really of a jerk and a staple. Like if you need anything to harass something, it's gonna be Spearow. And that's my memories with Spearow. Is like, but and mainly I just want the potential to be up. That's what's in C tier. I recently caught the Cafari line or Cafable line recently. Shiny. All in Scarlet and Violet, Kiyakami. Um, and got like the green on it on the ears, and I'm like, oh, that's I remember the episode in Kanto, the Mount Moon episode in the anime, and I remember like Clefairy versus Jigglypuff very distinctly, so I have fond memories of that. And like how every time we see Clefairy, it goes back into a lore about how like Clefairy and Clefable and how it's like pretty much like a shaped like a star, and that it's has very strong ties to like the moon and space and stuff like that. And I love space, and it's just like you know, his rivalry with Jigglypuff was really funny. And every time, like you see in the game, even when you go to Legends Arceus, like you see them together, you see them dancing around in the moonlight. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Like I said, I haven't personally used them, but I do like the lore behind them a lot. Vileplume. I like Vileplume. I think Vileplume's pretty cool. I think it's cooler than Gloom and Eyes. I like the green on the shiny really nicely. Haven't I have used one. I have used one on. I think I got on my female character on another playthrough of Let's Go Eevee. Um, and I used one as a grass type, as my grass type for that run, and it didn't blow anything away, but stun spore or poison powder, any type of status moves, giga drain, stuff stuff like that that can really just dwindle down the opponent, put them to sleep, anything like that. I like stuff like that, like setting hazards with not necessarily anything offensive. Machop and Machoke, man. I need one more shiny Machop to finish the line. And I like the applications of the Machamp line in the Pokemon world themselves. Like they're the movers, they're the ones that go help people with things and lift people up and like probably doing construction with Conkeldurr for all we know. They're used as like a helpful Pokemon. They're really strong. You see them in a lot of fighting type gym leaders and Elite Four members. Like when you think fighting type Pokemon, you think of that line, the entire line really. So Tentacool and Tentacruel recently caught shines of these two. Shines are amazing. The pale blue with the green on top is, oh man, it works very, very well. Um Golem is weird because I think the whole thing with Golem is like when you trade it, it gains, or with any Pokemon, like when you trade it gains the attributes. Um, somehow. Um And I don't know. It's like when you look at Graveler and you look at Geodude, you wouldn't think that's where it would go, and it's pretty much turned to like some type of reptile. But it always was like one of those confusing evolutions to me. But it's a staple, really a staple. It really is a step above it's past evolution, so that's why it's here. Slowpoke, really, really funny Pokemon, really cool Pokemon. Shiny is absolutely a terror to look for. But the whole thing with Slowpokes, with Slowpoke tail incident stuff and with Team Rocket and Gen 2, is very iconic. Slowpoke well, Kurt. When I think of Slowpoke, I think of that, you know. I also think about the time where like Shelder, Bion, I think it was with Professor Ivy, or was it Professor Westwood? But I think somebody was studying Slowpoke and how it goes back into like a Pokédex entries and stuff like that too. It's like when the shoulder bites on his tail, it evolves Slowbro, but if they detach somehow, it just goes back to the Slowpoke. I think that's hilarious because de-evolution, I don't think besides Slowpoke has ever been mentioned. So that's cool. Magnemite and Magneton, amazing shiny sets gold. No clear attachment to them, but they're the Gen 1 staple. Like this is the object mod, But I don't know. I just don't really. I'm not indifferent to them. I do like them. I just don't use them as often. Cloyster is so cool. I like how cool it is. The shiny is blue. It's really cool. It looks very like a mysterious pearl in the clam, and it just looks. I don't know. It just looks very fierce. I just wish that. Um, I don't know. You know what? To be honest, it's not. It's like a solid design. That's what C tier really is. It's like either I have like a story with it or it's like a solid. It's not. I haven't used it, but it's like a solid design to where I was like I can't say I'm indifferent from it. So that's what's there. Kingler, Ash's Kingler is an absolute beast. And it was so good in the Indigo League. I just haven't used one in so long. I probably need to change that. And if I do catch one, and it probably be in Sword and Shield. If I do like a little private playthrough of like Sword and Shield and get like a Gigantamax because I've never actually used Gigantamax Kingler. So um, Hitmonlee. Now, when it comes to stuff like other Mia, such as One Piece. I like Sanji a lot. Like he's one of my within my top five favorite characters. So you would think Hitmonlee will be higher on the list, but it's something about Hitmonchan, man. Something about Hitmonchan and it shiny and the blue gloves. There's something about it that I really like more, and I haven't as much as I probably should. I haven't used Hitmonlee, but it's a staple Gen 1 Pokemon that I remember back when I was like 6 years old. I remember getting, any type of like figures or just looking at any type of promotions or in the Pokemon the first movie. Like I have like very fond memories of Hitmonlee. Horsey is cute. Like Misty's. And it evolves into something awesome. It's a cute seahorse. I like seahorses a lot. I think they're interesting creatures. So that's probably why Horsey is here. Goldeen, like I was saying earlier, it has a solid design, like for like a goldfish type of Pokemon. I wish it looked like more fierce when it evolved, and that's why it's here. We all remember the the voice that Staryu had back in the anime, and that was really funny. So that's why it's there. And I also just like the design and the implications, like space stuff and things like that. Pinsir is like it really wasn't one of my favorite Pokemon even back in the day, but I really do. I caught what changed that a little bit was catching it shiny in Pokemon Go. It was like one of my few lucky shines I was there. But again, Pokemon Go and the blue one is really good. Mega Pinsir I'm not too much of a fan of though, but Pinsir and you could say it's like a rival to Scyther and stuff like that. So um that's my extent my extent of my story with Pinsir. Porygon is very unique. I wish it would got we all know what happened with Porygon back in the day with the anime. But very cool shiny with the like I think like a pinkish purple ish blue with the shiny really neat. I like the origins of how it was created, so it was very unique. Being like Dea coming to a Pokemon world, so that's what's in C tier because it's not like your standard Pokemon design. It's not my favorite, but it's solid. That's what C tier is. Caterpie is very cute. I have like a very like emotional attachment to Caterpie. It was Ash's first Pokemon, and just the whole deal with it. It was always like really cute. It was always like a kind type of Pokemon, and it seems that way. Pretty much in the games too. That's how I always view it as. So ended up becoming Ash's Butterfree later on, and we all know what happened with that. So I don't know. It takes me back to like the early days of Ash's journey. So that's why it's there. Fearow, the same thing I was saying. I want to speed this up a little bit. Same thing I was saying with Spearow. I just wish it was it had like a dark type evolution. It needs to evolve like one more time. Should be like a rival to the Pidgeot line. Arbok, really like Jesse's Arbok. And the sounds it makes, and we don't see it as often, but it's supposed to have different patterns on it, just depending on where you catch it. So I thought that was cool. The Niran female line is really cool, very strong, poison ground type Pokemon. I like the colors. I like the blue on it. The shinies, Neo Queens should have been the color that Neo Kings is. But it is what it is. It's very standard Kanto Pokemon, really solid Pokemon. For that whole line. Primeape is funny and and it could be very annoying in games, especially if, you're going around and they're chasing you. They're always angry. The lore about it dying being so angry that it dies and then it comes back as Annihilator. It is that's absolutely amazing. I like the backstory to that, and I like Ash's Primate. So it's I got history with Primate. Poliwag is super cute. Shiny is really hard to kind of tell, but really cute. Poliwrath, I'm glad we got Politoed, but Poliwrath is like I don't have any strong super attachments to, but I do. It's a staple for like Bruno, and for Chuck and seeing what see, and I don't know. I like the line. I think I like the line. The design could be a little better, but overall for what it is, and it is a pretty simple design. It's effective to me. I look at Poliwrath and I don't say, I say it's Poliwrath. It's a solid Gen 1 design for me. Onyx have like a Brock's Onyx and um the sheer size of it and Let's Go and how you can stuff like people riding on it and the crystal on it. It's just like when you think of Onyx, I always think of Brock. I always think about the anime and like my strong feelings towards the anime. So it's here just because pretty much biased because of the anime and the times that we did see it and things like that. It's really funny to see it move around and Legends Arceus as well. Cubone, how sad and tragic this Pokemon is. Um, it's cute. I like it a lot. I like the backstory, but I haven't used one for long. Same thing with Marowak. The low end variant really steps up Marowak a lot. I like the design of Cubone and Marowak and the story behind it. So I can't put it in C because I really do respect these designs. So B tier is pretty much respect. It's not the greatest in the world, but I respect the designs. Cedra is a step it's really like a good middle stage to say, hey, it came from something cute. It's trying to be something really fierce, but it's not there yet. But as a standalone, it's really good standalone to me. Really good design. Starmie is amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I really like the shiny a lot, the blue in it. Um and I don't know, it's just really cool Pokemon. It's crazy how it doesn't have a face, you know but you can still kind of feel the expression from Starmie and Staryu, and plus Misty. Misty using her Pokemon, just the staples of it is her ace, and I have like overall I do have a real attachment to Kanto. For like first Red and Blue was the first Pokemon games I played, so um, just staple for that time. You see that you see Staryu and Starmie, you think about that Gen 1 anime and stuff like that. Magmar was really good against Charizard and in the anime too. But it's just I don't know. It's always been funny. It's always been a funny design to me. Um, but somehow Blame Me it looked cool in the anime. I don't have it's a really solid design. Despite like the top of his head, but and its Japanese name as well. But Tauros is funny because how many Ash caught. It's very annoying in the overall in recent games, but it's once again it's a Gen 1 staple. It's a solid design. It is a simple design. I have one that I just like, especially with the rap Pokemon and Gen 7. That's when I really start to kind of like enjoy it more. Because it was more integrated into Lola. Like this is the right Pokemon people ride on and stuff like that. You got Muzdale and stuff like that, but you also have Tauros, getting some shine in those games. So end up seeing Tauros in a different light besides the 30 that Ash caught that we never seen in the anime. A tier. Butterfree, the episode, the Gigantamax, everything about Butterfree is precious. Sandshrew and Sandslash, I remember, I think it was AJ's in the anime. His Sandshrew and just it's an overall solid design. I just Really got into Sand Slash. It's a Lola form recently. I'm training one up right now. I really like the ice type on Sand Slash, but the regular Sand Slash is very iconic, and I really do like it. It pretty much brings together the cute and coolness factor. The Neoran male line is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And by the way, A tier is like we're talking about some really solid designs, and in Pokemon like either I have attachment to because of anime, um and or I pretty much get we're in the territory as I think they're either really cute or I've used them. So Neo King, oh man, very great. You could get really early in Kanto, and it's every is his ability. You got Sheriff Boy, stuff like that. I don't know. It's just a really amazing design Pokemon, and the shiny is really great too. It's just a really solid Pokemon. Really be honest, now back I'm looking like Neo King should be like an S tier, really. And then who remembers like the beginning of Kanto, and um when you cut the game on, you see the arena, very iconic Pokemon. Vulpix is cute. Um, Jigglypuff, Smash, not that Smash, but Smash Brothers. I used Jigglypuff back in the day, like I think it was Smash 64. It's overall gag in the anime where it sings everybody is sleeping there. It draws out on them. I thought that was really cool, and really funny back when I was a kid. Wigglytuff not as much. It's a step up in design, but not that much. Um, it's a subtle design. I'm not like 100% crazy about it, but it's a solid design that's recognizable by anyone. In the Pokemon community, whether you're in the Pokemon community or not, if you don't know anything about Pokemon, Pikachu, Charizard, Jigglypuff, Meowth, just and beyond it, it's crazy too. Poliwag as well, because I remember the promotional material just like featuring them a lot. Um, so yeah. Um, Okay, why is I gotta explain myself on this one? Why is Paris and Parasect in A tier? Because I respect them now. I didn't before. It was kind of like a Pokemon, very indifferent. It was something I would just catch with. But if you know, you know. Legends Arceus really made this thing a menace, and I respect how gangster it is. It does not care. The pack of them will jump you. Paris and Parasect. It is creepy that the parasite, wherever it is, the fungus on, Paris hair takes over as Parasect. That is very creepy. It should have been ghost type. You know what? Cheers to that. Hopefully one day we get that. We get like the fungus like covers it almost completely. It's like a ghost type, but the blank eyes and Parasect is crazy. But it makes it even scarier when you get like a alpha Parasect and it chases you. I just respect how dedicated this Pokemon is and Legends Arceus. It just it endeared me to it, and also it's weird because it endeared me to it, but it also made me more annoyed with it at the same time. So hey, gotta give respect for the number one meme menace in Legends Arceus, to the Parasite line. Venom and Venomoth is a reasons A tier is a story behind it too with me. Um, these two weren't on my radar at all. Until I caught the shinies, and Venonat shiny is it's still purple, but it has blue eyes. And Venomoth has a beautiful blue coloring, and it just really endeared me to this Pokemon. And recently in Scarlet and Violet, I was like, wow, I appreciate this Pokemon a lot. Um, the design of it, and I don't know, I really like the design. That's all I can say. It's like I haven't used one, but at the same time, like I caught the shiny, I just fell in love with the shiny color, and it's really Venom and Venomoth are very really great shinies. Poliwhirl, I think it's like the perfect different. That's the difference between Poliwag and Poliwrath. It's right there in the middle. It has the cute factor of Poliwag, but it also can, it got that almost like goofy fierce side, too, and it had that fierceness from Poliwrath, but it's not like cutesy like Poliwag and Toad. So I think it's like the perfect middle of that line. I really do like Poliwhirl pretty much throughout the entire line. Machamp is a beast. Like I said, when you think of the reason here is because when you think of fighting type Pokemon, Machamp is like one of the first ones you think about. Um, Vitribel, it has an amazing blue shiny. I remember James on the anime, and I don't know, just staple Pokemon like Weeping Bell and Bellsprout. Yeah, it could be better, but I really do like the eventual evolution that is Vitribel. Ponyta, really cute. I had one. I got a Rapidash named Biscuit. Every time I catch a Ponyta, no matter what game, I'm catching me Biscuit. So we got Biscuit 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I really like horses a lot. As you can see, there with Rapidash. Slowbro. I really like its Galarian form a lot. It's like one and Slowbro. Regular Slowbro is here. It is mainly half due to that. I think Slowbro is really good. Really good. Be honest. I think I used one like once, and then have it use Amnesia and stuff like that. It's solid, really solid. Staple Gen 1 Pokemon. Now, why is Seal and Dugong here? Being Seal and Dugong, and the way you are, I just see so much potential with this line. Like, you know, it's crazy because the shiny is not good. Oh, neither one. The shiny is not good at all. But they're cute. I really do. When I was hunting for my shiny Seal and Dugong and Scarlet and Violet, it took some time. I actually ran into it by accident. Didn't even know it was shiny. Um, but I don't know. I'm like the seeing them of what was, and you can see it on my one of my shorts when I did find it. I did upload it, but I also add on like all the seal that's like behind it. It was back there clapping and so friendly. And I was like, this is a really cute Pokemon. I really endeared me to the lines. Like they're forgotten Pokemon, but and the names are less to be desired. But I don't know. I just find them really really cute Pokemon. Okay, Ghastly and Haunter are when you think once again they were the only ghost types in back in Gen 1, and just seeing them in the anime and what they did to Ash, if you know you know. In that particular time was like they're trolls, and I respect it for it. I really do like Ghastly Shiny that's not in Scarlet and Violet because it's hard to see in Scarlet and Violet because of the lighting. But 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 any other like the blue gas go from like purple to blue. It has a really cool shiny. Haunter's not that much. But I don't know. I just every time I think of like the trolls of Pokemon, I just see Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar just playing around. So Executor, I got warmed up to the Alolan form, and I really do like the shiny. I do like the I am like colors. And it's a pretty solid psychic type as well. I remember getting destroyed by it in I think a Fire Red. I think Blue might have Fire Red. Somebody back then had of note had like Executor. I just remember it destroying me. And for a long time I didn't really too much care about it, but like I said, the Alolan form mainly elevated for me, and I really do have appreciation for it. If I find a shiny in Scarlet and Violet, which I have like a couple of them, like I'm not bothered by it. I'm like, hey, Executor is cool. Ammonite, praise the Lord, Helix is so cute. I just wish it had like a Almastar is like just like monster, but I do like the I just like how cute Ammonite is, and like it's like a little ancient like sea creature, sea creature. I just like it. I just wish it had like you know what a split evolution or a new evolution will definitely work. Like keep Omanyte the way it is and evolve it almost. I guess you could say kind of like a foil to like I don't know why I can see this now. Have Omanyte evolve into like a foil of Malamar. I think that would be really good. Um, I say these three are the best fossils in Kanto. Let's go with Kabutops, and Aerodactyl. I just recently got a shiny Aerodactyl. It's pink, and it just got like all the like dinosaur like ancient, feel to them. Especially Aerodactyl, really solid, simple designs. I really like Kabutops, and like everybody was like, well, is Kabutops like original Genesect? I don't know. It's just something I always thought about as well. So it's not just you guys. I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like it could get like a little more. I don't know why it just reminds me of Cleavor right now. Or Cleavor reminds me of Kabutops. But out the fossils, I think in Kanto, I think this was all my choice. Really solid, and then look how sick Kabutops look. Um, so speed up a little bit more. I want this to at least go an hour. Beedrill. Oh my god. Beedrill is like very annoying. Like when it comes to anime, it attacks people and everything else. The shiny is amazing. I just like the electric lime green with the blue eyes. Oh man, amazing. Staple bug. I mean it got like Neo hands. I mean, really cool, really mellow. It really endeared me more to it when Game Grumps used it. When you remember back in the day, I think 2013, 14 ish, they played Fire Red for like absurd amount of time, and then how Aaron just kept going with the whole Beedrill trope. So that's another story that add to is like Beedrill was a champion. No, it really wasn't, but we would all want Beedrill to be that champion. So yeah, it's just I don't know. I really do like Beedrill. The other part of the line, but yeah, actually I used one. Like I said, I just recently got shiny. I actually used one. Pidgeotto, Staple of Ash. Just a real good middle stage between the goat that's on top of it. Ninetales is very majestic. Kitsune type of fire type. It would be really cool if they had like a because the shiny is like a silver. If it was like if it evolved again to like some type of like ghost type, I think that would be really cool too. It goes with the lore and how Kitsune and how it could be like like psychic type as well. Because how like the story with like Nine-Tailed Fox is a shapeshifter and it can do all type of different like supernatural things. And I don't know, it's just really good, solid design of Kanto. One of the greats. Meowth in Persian, I love him. Not just because the anime will have partly is. I just like how the versatility of Meowth in Persian, with their move pools and oh yeah, Grias, no. But I really like move pools and like of course you got Meowth in the anime, the one from Team Rocket. And the episode when he tried to get the other Meowth in his favor. Um, that was good. The Persian, the Persian get some air. The Persian one is because of course Giovanni had one, and it was cool that Giovanni had one, and how you should just perch up next to him. But I don't know. It's just I like bigger cats. Like of course not like for real. But I always like bigger cats. Panther like Pokemon is one of my favorite animals. So it's mainly because of bias. To be honest, bias towards the animal itself. Big cats and stuff like that, and the versatility it had. Um, Psyduck and Golduck are special, not just because of anime. Um, it's funny. I got a story with that too. Um, I always thought that like the whole head thing. I relate to it. I suffer from migraine headaches, so it actually Psyduck is more like me, at least medically, than any other Pokemon. Like I suffer from migraine, so I know Psyduck's pain, and I can relate to it because of it. Um, Also because like Misty Psyduck, that was really funny. And the first 45 minutes of me playing Scarlet and Violet when it first came out, right after I left the Grotto where I first get Koraidon, we fight. Well, it was right when after I beat Arvin, and then going towards the first town, I found a full blue shiny Psyduck. So I found that, and that was a special story with it. And then Golduck. And I remember an episode where Misty thought her Psyduck evolved to Golduck, but and then I like how fierce Golduck is. It should have been a Psychic type. I know everybody say it, but it should have been like a Psychic type or something like that. It could even be a fighting type. I can see it like being a fighting type, like like a war fighting. Growlithe and Arcanine. Arcanine, the legendary Pokemon that I always should have been. I love riding on it. Whenever the chance that you get to ride on it, it's really cool. Growlithe is really cool. And it's just like a really rowdy type of dog, little puppy. Really solid, very cute. The Hisuian ones are amazing as well, but Arcanine is it should have been a legendary Pokemon. I would say A tier design. No, S tier design. Exactly where it is. Exactly where it is. Really great. Really great. But Game Freak went another way with the legendary Pokemon. But Arcanine, when you think of, Gen 1, you usually think of like starters, you usually think of like the exclusives and stuff like that. But legendaries. But when you think of like Gen 1, you're thinking Neo King, you're thinking Arcanine, and Pokemon like that. Um Rapidash, like I said, I really like horses, and I think especially with Shiny, Rapidash is the pinnacle of is one of the pinnacles of Gen 1's, like at least with the overall design. Very simple but very magical. It's blending animals with some type of with energy. Pretty much what Pokemon is, and it seems very simple. And I like the whole like thing is like you could sit on Rapidash, and if it really likes you, you could ride on it, and the flames won't hurt. The shiny is amazing. Um, Once again, I got one named Biscuit. Very, I don't know. It's got like a personal attachment to Rapidash. Like I was saying earlier, the blue gloves on Shiny Hitmonchan is amazing. I always like Hitmonchan more than Hitmonleaf for some reason. Um, just I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's it's more. It seems more humanoid than Hitmonleaf. I don't know. If that's I don't think that's the case. Why it's so high, but I don't know. I just always liked it. I always liked it. And you get from like fighting dojo and stuff like that. But I just really guess can't really explain. I just like the design, and I really like the shiny. Scyther is staple too. So is Electabuzz. That's like Pokemon that you see some like you guess you could quote unquote top tiers. With using that type of situation. Scyther is just really mellow. Look at the size on his hand. It's Scyther. It's a one of the coolest bug types, and the evolutions of it is some of the best. I would say some of the best bug types in the games. Electabuzz is like I like his cry, and I just like the overall like designs, like some type of Bigfoot tiger yokai. I don't know what Electabuzz is. I think that's the beauty of it. I don't know what it is. It's like an electric monster, and um, I have bias towards it because it is indeed a part of my main Sinnoh team. I have an Electivire, so um, I got personal attachments to Electabuzz because actually used one. Magikarp, Fish, the greatest of all time. golden, shiny, evolves into one of the greatest Pokemon. One of the strongest actually. And I like the story of how wimpy and how abundant and how like annoying it could be when you fish. But it's the Magikarp is no matter what, Magikarp is gonna be there. You see it everywhere, and then you think how terrifying it would be if a band of them evolved and ransacked anything. I'm pretty sure. Well, we got Lake of Rage. But I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think if that was the case for what happened to not Professor, but what happened to Commander Kamayo town in Legends Arceus. I'm not too sure, but that would make a lot of sense. Gyarados coming destroying towns. That's what they do. And it will be terrifying, but it's such a good Pokemon. So I guess I just knocked out. I can knock out Gyarados too. I can kind of skip past it, but Magikarp just to see how harmless it looks until it get a level 20 is amazing. Plus we get like a free first shiny. So I mean, it's just amazing. With the red Gyarados, Lapras is I remember the Orange Islands and how great that was. Um, and then right now back to Lapras and how kind that Pokemon is, and despite its size, just how kind that Pokemon is, and how it was hunted almost to extinction, but now it's back, and it's just such a good Pokemon that it just ferries people all around, and it's plussy. So I mean, really solid, good, elegant Gen 1 design, deserving to be an S tier. Why is Dill here? I'm thinking Dill. You guys need to thank Dill for everything that Dill has done for us. Old shiny hunters, new shiny hunters. Get you a foreign Dill, do a Masua method. It takes time, but when that egg shines, it shines well, and we have to thank Dill for that. Everybody use Dill to breed. Whether you need it for your decks, whether you're looking for a shiny, Dill is always there to help. So, that's what Dill said. And plus, the shiny is really good. The blue is really good. I could knock out Eevee too. The Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon, the first three evolutions. Once again, when people think about, you see these all on promotional stuff too. I think I have a calendar. I have a calendar and a Pokemon calendar for 2024, and it literally is like just about filled with evolutions. They're all on the front of it, and I think July's was like Sylveon, which was cool. Um, it's just evolutions in itself is very popular because the potential that what they can be and what they are. And then when we got a first set where you just could choose which one, I chose Jolteon. I know a lot of people like Vaporeon, Flareon, and I know Flareon is probably usually the least liked of them, but I like all three of them. I like what Eevee represents. I like what the evolutions represent within itself. But I think that the reason Jolteon is higher than the other two is because I use one, and I used one recently in Let's Go Eevee. I stopped using the Eevee because Pikachu and Eevee in that game are OP, but I ended up using pretending that the Eevee evolved into a Jolteon. So I don't know, just have really good memories with pretty much all the evolutions at some point. I recently, for the first time, and Let's Go Eevee, bringing that game up again. I used one on my Let's Go Eevee team. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. Use a Dragonite. And it's the first time me even using the line. Not too much a big fan of Dragonite Shiny, the green on it, but I mean it's good enough. It's all right. But using Dragonite for the first time recently, and the Kanto playthrough, and it really, I like Ashes in the anime. I like that it could be very fierce, like Irises could be. Very fierce, very strong dragon type, but he also gonna be very kind. And it is a very big departure in design compared to Dratini and Dragonair. I wish it did have a split evolution to where Dragonair evolved into something else, Serpentine like, but it's okay. Evolution is weird. But the Dratini on is really good, and Dratini is very cute. Like I said, Mew should be in S tier, S plus tier. Okay, the final stretch of this Bulbasaur line, amazing. The I have I'm gonna just speed through this. Bulbasaur line's amazing. Charmander line's amazing. Squirrel line's amazing. I use all three on my main team. It will all those lines will always be my original red team. I don't have any problem with any one of them. If I were to pick a supreme one, it would be Charizard. Charizard was literally my first Pokemon ever. It was my first Pokemon ever when I was like 6 years old. Back in the day, I had red version. My sister had blue version, but I ended up playing both. But I played red version first, and Charmander was the first Pokemon I picked. So I have a lot of attachments to it. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, it's overrated. Charizard's overrated," but it was my first Pokemon, and it's my personal favorite. So whether it's yours or not, it doesn't matter. It's mine. Um, Blastoise, Squirrel is really cute. I like both of the Squirrel Squad in the anime. I like Bulbasaur's like tenderness and how it was like a leader on Ash's team, which is amazing. It always like a caretaker, no matter how small it was, and anything that was bigger than it, it always would take on the challenge and always want to protect his friends. So Bulbasaur is a goat for that. Um, I like Venusaur as well, and Ivysaur. I like Ivysaur's cry, especially in Smash Brothers. But Venusaur, I use Sleep Seed, um, Sleep Power Elite Seed, or Sleep Power Giga Drain. That's how I use it. That's how I use Venusaur. Blastoise, I really liked the Squirrel Squad in the anime, and I don't know. It's just like these stars are peak for me. All three of them are peak. The lines are peak. So um, Pidgeot. I don't know. It's my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. It's my favorite bird Pokemon. It really is. Bird type, well, bird type, but flying type. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. It just the Mega is majestic. Ash had one. He didn't use it for long, but just seeing something like Pidgey become something greater, something you can carry from the first route and carry it to us the end. And like I said, it has a Mega. I don't know, man. It's one of my favorite bird Pokemon. Just have like a lot of fond memories. I used Pidgeot was my flyer in just like every generation it was available in. It's crazy because my first team has Pidgeot on it, and my second team, the first time around going through Silver was Pidgeot. I liked it that much that I used it in two different teams. Not anymore. I have a more definitive. It did get kicked out my Johto team, because I didn't want to just have overlap. But my first playthrough of Silver back in the day, I caught Pidgey, and I didn't use Noctowl until later, and that ended up it replaced Pidgey with Noctowl, Hoo and Noctowl. But amazing Pokemon. Pikachu is hmm, it's gonna be, I don't know, it's a controversial thing to say. Pikachu is my favorite Pokemon. I know a lot of people like, oh well, Pikachu is like mascot. It's my favorite Pokemon. It's so cute. It's very fierce. I wish it had like a buff. It had more applications um with it, because mascot Pokemon and the anime a lot. It won't go away whether Ash is using one or not. I just wish it had like a buff. I wish that Pikachu had branching evolutions. I wish Gorachu was real. I just wish the whole line just had something that is worthy of it being the mascot Pokemon. It's a mascot Pokemon, but it's not the greatest Pokemon. And I always felt that to be weird. It has two games after it under its belt. And yes, they did buff it and Let's Go, but I'm just talking about in the broad mainline games in general. Um, but love Pikachu a lot. Raichu is amazing, especially the Alolan form. I think Alolan Raichu, I'm saying it right now, is my favorite regional variant. Is my favorite regional variant. But I just, I mean, who doesn't have any ties to like the whole Pikachu line? It's like it's the Pokemon. It's the face of Pokemon. And you can say, oh well, it's overrated. It's overrated for a reason. It's good in marketing. And I mean, it pretty much it appeals to me. I really like the really like small Pokemon that can like take out things, even though in the main line, and with Ash with certain instances it didn't. But I like every time when Pikachu stepped up to the plate, he did, because you think about like Pikachu versus Charizard, Leon Charizard, like look at that. It's just like I don't know. It's just I just wish it had a little bit more in the main line. When it comes to stats, so Pikachu, Raichu, amazing. Aberline, let's go. One of the strongest in Gen 1. When it comes down to it. Psychic types were broken in Gen 1. Um, I don't like if that it's really hard to catch Abra. Hunting Masua, and Sword and Shield, to get like some of the line. I caught it. It's funny, other story I have, because Alakazam is on my main Kanto team. It's my final team member. But it's funny. I recently, not too long ago, caught in Legends Arceus. I caught a shiny Alakazam. I'm like, okay. I don't remember if it was the Alpha one or not, or was it Kadabra. I have to go back and look, but I know it got the like pink shoulder pads. Not, it's pretty cool. The shiny's pretty cool, but Alakazam is one of my favorite Pokemon. I love how powerful it could be. Of course, it got downgraded eventually. Um, it's not like the greatest, but it's like one of my staple Pokemon. Like I said, it's my 16 member. And it's just amazing. Gengar is another staple. When you think of Halloween, when you think of trolling in Pokemon, it's always Gengar. I see Gengar on people's cars while I'm driving around. Oh, I went to MomoCon. It was a Gengar car, purple Gengar car at MomoCon when I went. Gengar is like it's pretty much the essential. When you think of fighting types, you think of Machamp. When you think of ghost types, you think of Gengar. You think of like something very, out there, something that's like sick look, a good S plus sick looking design. It's simple, but it's effective. If only the shiny, regular shiny, went with that, we wouldn't have those problems. Shiny could be way better. Gyarados, like I said, was something that I already haven't said already. Um, I already said things I need to say about it. Eevee, I said things I need to say about it. Versatility. Snorlax is just a sleeper, man, and not just figuratively. Literally, it's a sleeper. It's a really good Pokemon. It's a really strong Pokemon. It has its own game, Pokemon Sleep, that I need to get back into. Shoot, have they done a Suicune? No, if they did a Suicune event, I would have done it. Um, but Snorlax, Behemoth, literally, I think it eats. I think it say in the Pokemon energy it eats like 900 pounds a day. It does what it needs to do to get the food, and it's just an overall like funny, goofy Pokemon. Um, and I don't know. I just like it. I like the versatility of it. I like how defensive it is. It's just an S tier design. The legendary bird is my favorite, and I know people gonna make fun of me for saying this. My favorite is actually Moltres. It's Moltres, and it's like it. But if you take the fire like a rubber chicken, I don't care. I don't care. It's a phoenix to me. I always see it as a phoenix, not as a rubber chicken. Um, but Arcuno staple, Zapdos staple, just really good legendary Pokemon. And I'm gonna wrap it up with Mew and Mewtwo right quick. Video getting really long. Mew and Mewtwo. The first movie really made an impression on me, and even though I was set on Pokemon from the beginning, the first movie it elevated everything. How the story could, a story could be told with Pokemon, and how serious it can be, and looking at how things are created, and how like nature versus nurture, or nature versus like man-made man-made things is like it really, especially Mewtwo's speech at the end is like it really make you think about existence and life and how life is created, and then in a Pokemon world, in that sense, how Mewtwo was created and and treated, turned against his masters, and the one who created to be a carbon copy, but end up being like touted as like the greatest Pokemon and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. I just like the whole, and I like how way Mewtwo became like the ultimate trainer. That was crazy. Pokemon Elite and Pokemon, he had like since like and knew how to use the clone. It's crazy part people don't think about. Mewtwo was so smart and so good. It was cloned as Mew and created clones as an army, to attack the actual Pokemon and the trainers and stuff like that. And then Mew, how like is kind of a troll, but how cute it is and how powerful it is, and how we all know the thing about Mew under the truck and Bill's garden and all type of stuff like that back in the day. It was just so a mystical. It was a mystical thing. It really was. Like if you think about Mew, it is a mystical. It is a mystical. But if you really think about it, in the real world too, how it was programmed at last minute. And how it was just like a talking point, like for years we couldn't get it. So it had real world and in game, mythical stats. So that's just my tier list. I hope I could do more of these. I hope I could sit down and just do more of these. But I just want to try out something different. I don't know if I wish I could do more of these. I don't know. I have to see how everything goes with this one. Like I said, I don't hate any Pokemon. I don't have any like strong hatred towards any Pokemon. I'm just like really like, or this is cool. It's really good design, or it's something for my decks, and I just don't think about it afterwards. So anyway, thanks guys for watching, and goodbye.